All right. Oh, it's been a day. Well, not such a day. So late night stream or later evening stream. It ended up being a lot later than I planned on. I wanted to actually get active. Oh, it's getting an hour ago. Obviously, that didn't happen. We're getting started now. We can play for a little bit, see how it goes. And we'll go from there. So, let's see here. Give a few more people a minute here for people to join in with us. For anybody who's here, happens to be here. So, as you can see, for those coming in or here already, we're playing Outer Wilds with the Echoes of the Eye. It's been a long time since I played this. So I figured for a good Friday night. That I will straight out admit, the inspiration to play, because I keep forgetting it's here, was earlier this week. Bird was playing this. I won't lie. Watching Bird play the game for the first time, like, I really need to go back and play it again. For those who know Bird, I think it's Bird650 here on Twitch. Good guy. I don't know him personally. Fun to watch though. He was playing it. It's like, I really got to go back and play that again. So here we are. Again, I was planning on getting on about an hour ago, but you know, life being the way it is. So, all right, I think it's 4 minutes. Yeah, we'll go ahead and get started. So I deleted my old save. No point in starting from there. We're going to start fresh. Plus, it's been a while since I said it's been a long time since I played. I think it's been about 2 or 3 years, I think, since I've actually last played. So I wanted to start fresh. Go into it blind again. So, excuse me. Sinuses are bugging me. So, yeah, we're late, mainly late because dinner. We decided to DoorDash. Nothing against DoorDash. I do DoorDash as a dasher. Nothing wrong with it. Good way to get a little extra cash. And there was nothing wrong with my dasher. Our dasher was great. Good guy, kept in contact with us. The problem was where we went. We went to Jack in the Box. Again, not normally an issue, except for those who live in the Pacific Northwest, and if you're in the area of Graham, the Jack in the Box in Graham sucks doohonky. From start to finish, it was just about an hour. And that's not DoorDash, that's Jack in the Box. So that is why I'm late. So, with my rant and tirade out of the way, we'll get started again. Wake up. And also, people, let me know if the game volume is too low. Oh, excuse me. Oh, wow. Let me double check between my computer and Twitch. I might need to bring up the brightness a little bit on. Yeah, looks like checking on Twitch itself. Looks like we need to bring the see if that's enough. You guys be able to see it. I want to keep the ambiance, but I want you to be able to see it. That looks better. Okay. So I'm probably have like Final Fantasy 14 for whatever reason. Whatever reason. Alright, let's go talk with old Jeb. Slate. There's our pilot back from your pre-launch campout under the stars, I see. So it's launch day, eh? Seems like only yesterday you joined the space program and suddenly you are here, leaving on your first solo voyage. What do you say? Are you ready to get this beat off the ground? It's all fueled up and ready to go. All systems go. Are you ready? I'm ready if you are. Are you sure you fixed the retro rockets? Yes. That was only a problem one time. And then maybe a few times after that. But hey, no reason to dwell on the past, right? Anyway, you'll need to get the launch codes of a Horn Fields at the observatory before you can lift off. Just bring those here once you've said your goodbyes or whatever. Alright. We'll go through this whole... Hey, it's you. Slate said you're blasting off in your ship today. I'm really excited to see the launch. Aren't you going to space? Aren't you? You better not have changed your mind. Hey, I'm still going. You better be. It's been forever since anyone launched into space. I really, really want to see it. Really bad. Hey, you want to try out my model ship? Slate says it's just like the real thing, only less likely to start a fire. Let's see. Yeah, let's do that. So, all right. So, shift up, control down. Whoa! Okay, so the controls haven't really changed. It's good. I know I don't need to do all of the tutorials. Hello there, Space Cadet. I hear you're leaving the crater today. If you meet any of the other travelers up there, remind them to take proper care of their instruments, won't you? Just saying hi before I leave. Take care of yourself up in space. Oh. Note to anybody watching. Do not drink any of the zero, like the Coke Zero or Dr. Pepper Zero after you've eaten an Oreo. Oh, God. No chit chat. Okay, so we want to go up. Fishing rhyme, singing helps you pass the time. You're leaving the crater. Guess we'll all be a little bit busier without you around to lend a hand. Big water planet, Giants Deep, that's where I'd go. One time, after the rest of the village left to sleep and it was just the two of us sitting around the campfire, Gabriel told me about their first trip to Giants Deep. They landed their ship easily enough in the waves, but couldn't see too far down on account of how murky the water was. I guess too dark. Gabriel wants to see what lays beneath the surface, so they decided to travel deeper. They traveled down and down, but suddenly Gabriel couldn't go any further. Yeah, Giants Deep has a current you can't get past. Sure, okay, but shut up a minute. This is the good part. As though exercising will of its own, the water refusing to let Gabriel go any deeper. It held Gabriel back, and almost as if it was trying to protect them from something. And then, in terrible darkness, Gabriel saw it. The tentacle of some hideous beast. Was there wine sap wine involved during Gabriel's campfire story? Come to think of it, don't you have somewhere you should be exploring that isn't here? Called it. I'm not gonna worry about doing any tutorials on the jetpack. Been there, done that. That much I know. I need to go to the observatory. Over this. Danger inside the fence is a pocket of ghost matter. A strange and dangerous substance that's invisible to the naked eye. The good news is that you can detect ghost matter with a camera. Moving through ghost matter is uniquely painful and will probably kill you. Don't complain to me if you hurt yourself fooling around cornfields. Alright, observatory. It's this way. Outer Wilds Ventures, Timberhearth's first and only space program, was founded to explore the farthest reaches of our solar system. Feldspar was the first Hearthian to be intentionally launched into space. It completed the first orbit around Timberhearth and later made the first of what would be many landings on our moon, the Atlarock. Outer Wilds Ventures founding members. Clockwise from top to left. Hortonfels, Gossip, Slate, and Feldspar. Hey, it's our favorite astronaut. Launch day at last, huh, buddy? It's the translator tool's inaugural flight too. I'm so excited, it's making me nauseous. Just think, you'll be able to translate any Nomai text you want, anywhere you are. The tool has put a lot of hours into inventing that tool, so don't break it, okay? Ha ha. Oh geez. Do not break it. Ignore me, okay? I'm just nervous, and I'm not even the one going into space. How are you feeling? You know, there should be a third option. Both. I'm excited, I'm terrified. They really should have a third option of both. Good. You've only been waiting for this day since you were a hatchling. I can't wait to see your training pay off. So what's the... You here to see the new Nomai statue? Of course. I knew you'd want to see it before you headed off. Hortonfels just finished prepping it for display today. Amazing, isn't it? Makes me wish we could see what a real life Nomai looks like, but I guess it's as close as we'll ever get. Check it out, looks like it had fur. Fur is weird. This is the first fully intact statue ever found, you know? And for how old it is, it's in great shape. Ah, jeez, you got a little carried away there. Go on. You have a ship to launch. Take care of yourself out there, you hear? Alright. This is a remarkably intact statue was carved by the Nomai, an ancient species who dwelled in our solar system thousands of years ago. The statue provides us with a most detailed look at the Nomai, who appear to have been covered with a layer of fur. Note the decorative jewelry that has been carved as part of the antlers. Although our artifacts and structures have been found on almost every planet in this solar system, we still have no idea where their species came from or what happened to them. My sinuses are draining. Know my script. We're nearly ready. Felix and I have finished construction, and she says collaborating with the device, calibrating the device won't take long. Fortunately, the Atlarock's lack of atmosphere will make calibration simple. After all this time, I'm thrilled to finally resume our search. There's Quantum Moon right there that we're not, Yep, like that, it is gone. There it is. Where you? What are you? So there's something here that is... It's not a... Wonder if you are the... I don't know. I'm looking at them. I don't remember that red one right there. There you are. I just finished pre-flight observations and local conditions are good. Time to get our newest astronaut off the ground. And you'll be our first astronaut ever equipped with Nomai translator tool. I confess, I've been giddy all day just thinking about it. We're better equipped than ever to unravel the mysteries of the Nomai. You and Hal should be very proud of your work. Tell me, what's your plan once you're in space? Let's see, we're going to learn about the Nomai, meet other travelers. I'm gonna learn about the Nomai. I might have guessed as much. No sense in making a translator tool if you're not going to use it to translate anything. We barely scratched the surface of the Nomai waiting in our solar system, so we'll still know very little about them. We have no idea if they originated here or traveled here, or why they disappeared. That tool of yours should prove indispensable in solving the mystery of this ancient species. Well then, looks like all that's left is to send you off. All in all, it's a fine day for a launch. I'm ready to die in space. We're doing that. I'm not one for superstition, but isn't that kind of unlucky to say before a launch? At any rate, here the launch goes. Try not to worry too much. Our ships are every bit as safe as Slate could be persuaded to make them. Best of luck out there. Let me know if I can help you with anything. Alright, let's go get our reset tool here. Space anglers. Oh god, yeah, this stuff. This is part of the expansion content here. The strange the strange rock moving around in this grotto appears to react to conscious observation. The level-headed among us realize there must be some sort of optical illusion at play, but Gabriel claims the rock exists in all possible states until it's observed, whatever that means. Whatever is actually happening, both sides of this debate agree that the effect is extremely creepy. So we go there. It's over there. It's right there. You know what the color changes to? That was yellow. That's blue. Yellow. And red. So the radio tower here on Timberhearth was built to receive transmissions from our deep space satellite, and to this day still houses the first ever photo taken of the entire solar system. These photos were made possible by the deep space satellite's unusual vertical orbit. Okay, so that's a satellite that carries it high above and below the plane of the solar system. Thanks to a recent upgrade, the deep space satellite is now responsible for generating the real-time solar system map used by our newest astronauts. That's a satellite. Okay. And there's our loop. Hey, so did you get a good look at that Nomai statue? Let's see here. The statue was glowing. Why was it glowing? Whoa, the statue was doing what? So its eyes opened and then you saw images from your own memories and glowing lights flying around. You mean like a hallucination? Listen, no offense, but are you sure you're okay to launch, like, medically speaking? Yeah, you know what? Don't worry about it. Maybe you should sit down for a bit and take it easy. I hate for anything bad to happen if you try to launch while you're not feeling great. But hey, when you're ready, then you can make the most of our translator tool. Can't believe it's all grown up. You're leaving for space already. For real though, I'm glad you're the one carrying it and not like Ryback. They'd fall on it for sure. Say, if you want to do a short trip, just your space legs on you, you could check out the ruins of Adderrock. Adderrock. I'm adding letters. Blah, blah, blah. I'd love to learn what those are. Good luck and safe flying. Alright. Let's go to the launch pad before the star explodes. Yeah, I should probably say that. The star explodes after like 15 minutes. Spoiler! Alright, looks like you're ready to take off. The excitement of a launch is fun and all, but I can't wait to get back to working on the new ship. We're working on fixing the autopilot avoidance system for this one. Sorry. Giant Steep. We're gonna wander around home first. Yeah, right here I can look into. Thump. Hey yo, hatchling, thought you were taking that tin can of yours into space today. What are you still doing here? Me? I saw something crash out on the horizon. I didn't like what I was seeing in the pictures that my little scout was sending back. So I thought I'd come over here myself and take a look. Is that a dark bramble seed? You think so? It's nothing I've ever seen here on Timber Hearth before, so you're probably onto something there. Or whatever it is, it put down roots in a hurry. Excuse me. I don't like the look of this thing, hatchling, and that's a fact. Think I'll set Marl and Hal loose on it. Best get rid of this mess sooner rather than later, and no one can remove unwanted plants faster than a tree keeper can. I'll have to get a good look what's inside the seed first, though. Don't want to set anybody to hacking up potentially dangerous plant without better getting an idea what's lurking inside there. Tough can help me haul the old scout launch over here. Obviously, the opening is too small for someone to fit inside. And anyway, I'm not going to blindly stick my hand into something that looks unpleasant as that seed does. That's a good way to lose an arm. Or two. I'll get my equipment on, actually. Nope, 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 get out, out, out. I want to go down. Yep, we're going in a dark bramble. We got as far as 4 something. Let's go to... Let's see here. Oh, yep, here's the old. And we're recording. It's been 2 days since the launch of the Deep Space satellite, and I'm about to view the first batch of photos. Let the record show that on this historic day, Outer Wilds Ventures has... Ah, they're printing! They're printing! Here they come. Stars above me, look at that. There's Brittle Hollow, and look, that's Hollow's lantern. There's Giant's Deep End. And the quantum moon. I'm speechless. Completely speechless. Every single astral body in our magnificent solar system looking stunning from every angle in each of these 3 images. And in color, no less. Now this is art. I could stare at these photos forever. Doesn't Timber Hearth look tiny from... Hold on. What is that? That can't be right. That's not even possible. Am I interpreting this photo correctly? What's even stranger is it doesn't show up on either of the other photos, just this one. Well, there must have been an equipment malfunction, I suppose. Only sensible explanation for it. I'll radio Gabbro and ask him to examine the satellite lens for defects. Alright. I won't lie, that's kind of creepy. Oh, they're talking about the comet. Okay. I have a feeling, but... Despite my checking on them at least 1,000 times over, the images are still not ready to print over the radio tower. Well, it's like they say, a watch satellite never transmits data. Haha, that's a little joke for you, Journal. No one says that. Someday I'll have to study the mechanics of how time manages to slow into a syrupy crawl whenever I'm anticipating something. In the meantime, I've turned to Gabbro, our resident expert in leisurely whiling away the hours, who recommended the following. Gabbro's 3 foolproof steps for dozing off. Light a nice, cozy campfire and get comfortable. Gaze deeply into the serene warmth. Let time begin to slip away from you as you allow the flames to lull you into a peaceful slumber. If Gabbro knew I'd taken notes, they'd probably think I'd finally cracked, but I refuse to accept sass from an astronaut who deliberately burns their marshmallows. Touché. And I agree. Do we have anything new? It's a map. Need the ship log. There's that. Don't think there's anything in the mountains that I need. There's Dark Bramble. Whoop. Whoop, get back here. There's an outpost. Coming in. There's a spot. There we go. Thanks for her. Oh, hey, it's you. Ground control didn't tell me you were launching. Long time no see. Actually, I guess it's been a long time since I've seen anyone. Seems lonely up here. A little. I'm in touch with ground control. Hornfills and gossip mostly, and they radio up the chat now and then. And when ground control forgets, I'm up here, and they usually do. I launched my little scout at the village. They forget about you? I don't blame them. For one, I don't check in as often as the other travelers since I'm always in one place. And and it's not so bad up here, really. At least it's peaceful and quiet. You don't always get that in our solar system. Let alone in our village. Don't go. I mean, anything else you want to talk about? Anybody else? The lunar outpost saw more traffic back when our ships were less sophisticated and need more frequent repairs. Nowadays, it's mostly used to keep a set of eyes on things. Sometimes Shirt comes by and says hi, but Gabbro is Gabbro, and you know how Ryback feels about unnecessary space fights. It's getting close. We're gonna go. There's that. Oof. Poor Lander. A couple places on home that I gotta take care of. And I'm not quite there yet with those. Auction's still looking pretty good. Getting close. Getting real close. Silkscope log. Still not picking up Ryback's banjo from Brittle Hollow. I'm sure they're fine, but I feel better once I can hear their music. Listen to Chirp play for a while today, unrelated. Some should tell Porphy or Gosling their footing is not subtle and from an aerial perspective. Banjo music coming in loud and clear today. Sounds like Ryback's doing okay. That oaf, I was worried. Today I thought I heard something strange. I don't know. It was probably nothing. No, it's back again today too. Something strange is coming from Timber Hearth. Okay, I know this is crazy, but the sound of Timber Hearth sounds exactly like Feldspar's harmonica, but Feldspar disappeared in space ages ago. Can't be that. It's still here. This is creepy. Maybe my signal scope is broken. I better talk to Nice. Actually, before I go, how did I get? I entirely forgot how I get to my signal scope out. Why? Okay. Get really darn close. Oof. I don't think there's... Oh, they have a lot of time here. Alright, so time does pause. For those who are playing, time does pause when you're translating. So, I was upstairs testing the eye signal locator, and it can hear the following signals from the sun: Giant's Deep and Brittle Hollow. Let's see. However, something strange is happening when I ask the eye signal locator to follow the eye's signal. The device's indicator rotates wildly and never points to just one direction. This is a curious result. It's possible that the eye has stopped calling out its signal. I see. It's most likely calibrated. Oh, excuse me. I most likely calibrated the locator incorrectly. Prive, my apprentice, and I will make adjustments and try again. An update. Disappointingly, everything is correctly calibrated after all. It saddens me to post this, but my friends, but I believe this locator cannot detect the eye's signal. I would need to build a more sensitive device if we want to locate the eye of the universe. Then we will build it. Don't lose hope. Kazava, our search for the eye is what has brought our clan to this place. We won't give up so easily. Is that all of it? Okay. Let's see here. Where should this new, more sophisticated locator be built? It may need to be larger than this eye signal locator is. Anona and those of us originally stranded on Ember Twin built a quantum moon locator there, but the heat of the sun made its construction challenging. I wouldn't recommend building on that planet. The southern glacier of Brittle Hollow has ample available space. I could construct a new building to house this proposed locator. Yes, let's build it there. I imagine our young friend Connoy would enjoy that immensely. He's always held great interest in the eye, especially for a child born so long after the crash. I will begin construction on Brittle Hollow's southern pole immediately then. Okay, wow, I've seen this ruin in other travelers' pictures, but seeing it for myself, it's really old, isn't it? But wow, this is the coolest day of my life. Okay, time for some official notes. So this is some kind of Nomai locator. I can point it at different planets, which is incredibly cool, by the way. But from what little I can understand of the writing here, I think it was meant to find something specific. I'm not sure. I also was able to translate something about the South Pole of Brittle Hollow, so I'll fly there to see if I can learn more. Yep, just gonna get back in the old ship and take off. Totally safe. Most safe. Oh, stars above. Perfectly safe. Where did I land? Oh, I'm way over there still. It's roiling. It's roiling. If I go here. Sun. Brittle Hollow, and of course that's the eye the universe is trying to find. There it goes. Blinded by the light. All right. Well, here we go. Oh, hold up. You're going to want to get those launch codes from the observatory first. Hello. Wait, did I just die or... No. You have a bad dream or something? I won't ask how you got the codes, so hurry up and launch before Hornsville decides to ground you for medical reasons. I want to see whether the new cockpit stays attached during liftoff. Quality. Yum. Alright. What do we got? Eskers Camp, Lunar Lookout, Eye Signal, Southern Observatory. Nothing really special so far. So we know we've done the moon. The question is, where to next? It's the Amber Twins. It's that moon there. A Brittle Hollow. All right. Landing gear needs repair. You're good. You're good. Okay. We are south pole of Brittle Hollow. I said the moon's starting to attack. Let's see what we got. Okay. Feldspar spare jetpack fuel. It's annoying to schlep across the planet to ship if I can't use my jetpack, so I'm leaving this here. I check with my little scout. I do to use it, Hornfield, you burnt marshmallow. And the scout's integrity reading said that the piece of Brittle Hollow is as stable as any, but who knows? If the fuel's still around, feel free to use it. If not, well, wherever you're reading this note, I'm sure you've got bigger problems. Yes. All right. The hanging city below, 50 meters. All right, Clary, to our friends on Brittle Hollow, I just warped here from Whitehole Station on our other side of the Brittle Hollow's black hole. Our design worked. We successfully recreated warp travel. I don't know how close it is to Nona's original design, but as long as what we've built works, then I'm delighted. I knew we could do this. Cassava, I hope you're reading this. Poke, wait. This can't be correct. Cleary, have you seen these readings? If they were accurate, they would violate causality. There must be an equipment error somewhere. Poke, I'm returning to Whitehall Station. If you find you and Root meet me there, we can run a full diagnostic and hopefully locate the problem. Poke, don't tell Cassava. Alright, Felix, this is wonderful news. I can't wait to see the warp tower, although it's been a long time since I've jumped through a black hole. Nothing nearby right now to use or like. Boom! Alright, so I know entrance to the Hanging City is there. Follow the lights. So that's not currently active. No surprise there. There's a wall. All right, Felix, has anyone observed the phantom moon that sometimes greets us in the night sky? Your thoughts interest me. Thatch, I compliment your eyes. How do you not imagine it disappears? Hypothesis? Could be a shift in the light spectrum. Suppose this moon is too shy to show its face. Plume, I'm interested in your playful moon. Is it much like its violent friend, Hollow's lantern? Felix, this moon isn't volcanic to my unaided eye. Sometimes it leaves its friend Hollow's lantern for nights at a time. Plume, the nights the moon circles its planet appear random. It seems to travel as it likes. Thatch, imagine if there were 2 volcanic moons. Then I imagine there'd be none of us left. Hypothesis, there can exist too much lava. Thatch, I strongly prefer we test the null hypothesis. Alright, get into the ship, get some oxygen. So I don't know if there's... Can't go that way yet. So we've gotten here. Switch my back. Okay, we looked in there. Okay, let's get back in the ship. Keep myself buckled here. Let's see, yep. There's Whitehall Station. Da, 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 da. Ah! Nope, 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 nope. No. Probably my fault being right there. What do we got going around? Alright, Poke, welcome to the White Hole Station. If you fell through the black hole by accident, don't worry, you aren't the first. This warp tunnel tower can return you to Brittle Hollow. Every warp tower is tuned to a specific astral body. A tower's warp can only be used during the brief window when the tower is aligned with its corresponding astral body, in this case, Brittle Hollow. Poke, if you look up while the station is rotating, you can see the alignment that happens when the astral body is directly overhead. You must be standing on the warp platform on the floor during this alignment to be warped. Pick up Ember Twin. Let's see here. We're gonna go to Ember Twin, or not Ember Twin, Brittle Hollow again, while I'm holding this. There we go, South Pole. Move the Ember Twin and spin it over here. Alright. Hi. Raimi and I reviewed the records you sent. Poke, and they appear to show Nomai are arriving at the warp receiver on Brittle Hollow slightly before departing from the White Hole Station. As I've already told Rami, these measurements can't be accurate. How can Nomai arrive on Brittle Hollow before he or she ever stepped into the teleporter? Its implications are absurd. Poke, as Pi is confident the reading is inaccurate, she's currently helping me attempt to recreate this phenomenon at High Energy Lab. We're designing the experiment to take more data. An update. Poke, the High Energy Lab is in the canyon on Ember Twin's equator. Come here at once. You need to see this. Poke, I understand it is exceedingly odd, but Clary and I have tested and retested the equipment, and the result is the same every time. Someone warps. The interval is incredibly minuscule, roughly 1/100,000th of a second. Do you suppose our instruments aren't accurately measuring time to such a small degree? Poke, I don't disagree. It would mean I have inadvertently broken several fundamental theories regarding this universe. We would have to reconsider all of our beliefs about the nature of time. Yes, I hope so too. Okay, do we have everything here? Okay. All right. Well, my ship is way out there. Thump. Thump. Go for a walk. We'll go find my ship. Granted, what I should have done is gone back to the teleporter. Just to see if there's anything. Not really seeing it. Is anything on these chunks I could probably... yes. Okay, hold on, hold on. Alright, begin flight log. Escape pod 1. Vessel has been mortally injured. Emergency sequence is activated. Awaiting departure from vessel. Escape pod 3. Launching escape pod 2. Now launching escape pod 1. Alert. Collision imminent. Preparing for impact. Scanning external environment. Scan complete. Minor structural instabilities detected. Pockets of breathable air detected. Adequate solar energy detected. Verdict. Hospitable. Emergency escape latch. Nothing here I can use right now. Thatch, is everyone unharmed? Bloom, no one was barely injured from the escape pod's impact. We're incredibly fortunate. Thatch, this is good news. At least we have we heard from escape pod 2 or escape pod 3? No, I'm unable to make contact. My equipment can hear the other 2 escape pods' distress signals, however. If it's any comfort, both pods must be structurally intact. Well, there's 13 pages. I'll continue calling for them. My gratitude. If we can... Thatch, the moon is approaching again. Everyone brace yourselves swiftly. The volcanic moon has returned. Be cautious of falling ashes and debris. I believe the moon has passed. This planet doesn't appear eager to have guests. We are certainly unwelcome on its surface. We need to find shelter, and quickly. The volcanic moon won't be gone for long. I observed several promising sites below the surface, but we'll need to construct a way for everyone to climb safely down this cliff. Perhaps we could build platforms. My ship floats through space again. Dark bramble. See what we got going on in here. Won't let me out the door? Interesting, I'm kind of stuck with it. You don't have to worry about fuel, because that's about to go Nova on us here again. It says, that's a different thing entirely, I think. Or maybe that is the station. Is that the station? I don't think so. I don't think that's Whitehall Station. mean, I could be wrong. So that doesn't do anything right now, or if at all, or if at all. Okay, no, that's not Whitehall Station. We're looking at something different. Come on. All right. Well, I'm doing this. Stop. Time's pause. We can do this. All right. Beneath your feet lies Tower of Quantum Knowledge. If you are preparing to make your first pilgrimage to the Quantum Moon, descend the steps to the entrance below. The knowledge held within... Oh, nope. Looks like it won't. Usually it pauses time. Apparently not for that stage. Well, fine. One second here, guys. I don't know why that's even active. Turn that off, turn that off. Excuse me, my voice breaks. There we go. I said, look down like, oh, there's some program that should be running. So is that escape pod? I'll have to know where that's going. Well, shit to you too. I have never fallen down that. Okay, so I don't know what to do. I have never fallen down there before. That was new. All right. Okay, so we got the hourglass. I know there's a station that Dark Bramble. Interloper. Where do I want to go to now? I'm just kind of getting information. We're going to go from around. Yeah, I think you're just a satellite. Moon. Anything on Hollow's lantern? really. As of yet. Go and get some information on Giant's Deep. I'm not worried about its moon or the space station right now. So it's its moon. Where did the moon go? Or was it the quantum moon? Might have been the quantum moon. All right. All right, control module. Launch module. And probe tracking module. Okay. You came from up there. So Thank you. Yeah, so we're looking at here. Launch modules. Let's see here. Avens, Mallow, my better 50%. Cassava is sending the last of the cannon components soon, relatively speaking. We'll know the eye's precise location. Avens, Cassava tells me he and the construction yard crew have determined the power settings are not, we are not, under any circumstances, to go above. The thought of concluding our elder's curious and challenging search increases my heart's temperature, my love. I see, and am I right to think that consequently we'll be ignoring that setting? I can posit that nearly 400% certainty our friends have accounted for our natures, so I suggest we do. Giving the orbital probe cannon all the power it can structurally withstand creates the greatest chance of finding the eye of the universe. Yes, the probe must travel as fast as it can. As far as it can, I'll make some adjustments. Let's go. Nope, still not. Alright, I have bad news, Avens. Yarrow says there was a problem with the proposed power source, so the orbital probe cannon won't be asked to fire. I hope you're pulling my locomotive limb here, Cassava. I wish I were, my friend, but no. They aren't certain they can fix the problem, so the orbital probe cannon is on infinite hiatus. Tell Privet and Mallow they should return from the cannon. My spouse and I will remain at the construction yard for now. An update, Mallow and I will join you and Daz. Privet left to visit her brother. She fears Adea may feel responsible. Is there any other thing here? So that's the orbital cannon that we're in. So it launched the probe and broke apart. Alright, Orbital probe can damage report severe structural stress detected, assessing damage to modules. Control module intact, no structural damage. Launch module, viewport window fractured, module exposed to vacuum of space. Probe tracking module missing. So move that back over so I can get the rest of those. Alright, begin launch log orbital probe cannon. Launch request received. Probe launch successful. Probe tracking module is receiving data from probe. Orbital launch probe cannon. Structural compromise during launch. Damage to multiple modules detected. Alright, 12 minutes, 22 seconds ago. Request to launch probe received from Ash Twin Project. Cannon align with randomly selected probe trajectory. Gravity field activated. That's from the Ash Twin. That's deep inside the Ash Twin over there. I think that's everything. Okay, so done that one. I think it was. Is it you? I think I went to that one, so I wanted to go over here. I think that one. I think you are. You the broken one? I honestly don't remember if you're the broken one or not. Yes, you're the broken one. Question is. Can I get inside from here? Looks like I can, yeah, okay. Is there anything in here? Yes, there is. Don't have much time before the sun goes boom on me here. Alright, imagine Privé, the probe tracking module will be the first to know the coordinates of the eye of the universe. You'll be the first to see them. I am honored and terrified. You won't ask the orbital probe cannon to use so much power that it breaks, will you? Fret not, my nervous friend. We only need to fire the probe once, anyways. So who minds if it's compromised the orbital probe can structural integrity slightly? I would mind, Mallow. I would mind because we won't be capable of receiving our probe's data if the probe tracking module is destroyed. Daisy. Okay. Oh, it's in Dark Bramble. Okay. Okay, so the tracking module landed in Dark Bramble. Alright, Mallow, my better 50%. Cassava is sending the last of the cannon components soon. Okay, I think this... Okay, yeah, this is the same one we read earlier in the other area. Yeah, so that was the same one I read here. Anything else here that I can find? Sun's about to go anyway, so look at both of those. All right, so we know the tracking data is going to be Dark Bramble. We're just gonna hit Dark Bramble. I wasn't Dark Bramble, but I believe this looks like maybe the Quantum Moon. Yep. Brittle Hollow right there. Sun, I'm ready to go boom on me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to check on my... We have a lot of time here. Since we're dying anyways. There we go. Alright. Someone's gonna go supernova anyways in the next minute or so, so might as well. Okay. Moving on up we are. Alright, we're gonna go to the southern. Right here, okay. Good. I want this because I know I'm going to need a jump pack. Not so much the oxygen, but the jump pack. And the map. The map's useful. Okay. So I don't have that unlocked yet. Not really at all surprised though. Excuse me. Going down. Anything around here? Okay, so we have right there. Anything? Down here. There's a lot of that right there. Okay. Not worried about that, really. The moment. Anything? Doesn't look like there's anything here that I need to worry about. Okay, so going up. Fuel still looking good. Okay. Noosh. Mining site 2B. To be or not to be? Maybe. So that goes up. We have water here that's going to take us down. Woohoo! Alright, another the Ash Twin. If it's any different than what I got. Let's see here. My gratitude for the latest shipment, Ueno. This is or should be the last we'll need from the Ash Twin project. Ueno. This is exciting news. Can I offer an extra set of eyes for the final check, specifically mine? If my work here is complete, I'd be delighted to help. We'd be grateful for if you would. The more eyes, the better, as the smallest flaw or opening in the shell that protects the Ash Twin project could lead to disaster. Once we finish the shell that seals off the central chamber, we'll check to ensure there are no longer any physical entrances. Remy and I will be checking the interior and the exterior for cracks, our final safety check. Hi guys, nice to see you. 1, 2, 1, 2. I think one of these is mine. Let's see what else do we got. Alright, I'm still amazed by how much ore the Ash Twin project requires. Isn't this the one for the remaining towers being built on the Ash Twin? The completed towers I've seen are quite large. No, the material for those towers is all being taken from Ash Twin. The ore we're mining here will be used to craft the immensely thick protective shell that will physically seal off the chamber inside Ash Twin's core. If they're sealing off all entrances, I hope they plan planned accordingly. Dad puns are even in here too. I thought you had been. I thought you had you from. Yes. I thought you had forbidden your apprentice from making puns, Coleus. How else would he improve? Facts. I'm relieved by our clan's decision to use timber hearth ore only for constructing the shell. If, eventually, life on this planet were to evolve to the point of advanced metallurgy, I'm confident we won't have destroyed their ability to create. Okay, so that's where that one goes to. I'm all the way up. Okay, I might be all the way up. Yep, okay. We carry you where, or just they ordered it. They ordered it. Okay, so I think that's what we got for now, because we've done those up there. Ow. The question is there anything around it? So we got the ghost. Right, I don't see anything. around this right now. Okay, fine, we'll go around this way. Looks like the sun's about ready to blow. Oof. I think that's everything off home planet that I need to check. There's home there. Excuse me. We've done that, we've done that. That's the moon. No, wait, I think there's something in here. Yeah, that's right, there's something down there. Oh wait, no, I've already... That is where I was at, okay. Okay, so I've already done home. At least for right now. I got Brittle Hollow to worry about. I've got Giant's Deep, the moon of Giant's Deep. Well, no, it's not the moon of Giant's Deep, that's the quantum moon. Got Brittle Hollow to do some more looking into. The Ash Twins I haven't even touched on yet. There's also the Sun Station. These are both pointing out. That should bring me to the top, I think. So since they've sealed off the chamber, oof. Okay, let's see. Remember correctly, these rooms are just kind of empty, but I want to see if there's anything I'm forgetting things, which is a possibility. Yeah, I'm not worried considering that's soon. But yeah, so that just takes me up. Yeah, so that just brings me up to the top. Okay, so that's through the up top as well. Okay, that door is broken. Let's see here. Okay. Hi, friends visiting the Hanging City. We are playing Ashwin Project at the High Energy Lab on Ember Twins Equator. I became lost in the Ember Twin. My gratitude that Remy found me, but the High Energy Lab is the building with the large solar panels. I'm surprised I didn't see it. Sun's booming. I imagine our otherwise immense clever Okay, that's actually kind of cool from here. That was actually kind of cool, I won't lie. Alright, so taking care of most of the stuff on... most of the things on home. Alright, we're going to head to you. Giant Steep. Sploosh. Nice, it's you. Good to see you made it here in one piece. The first solo launch is a doozy, isn't it? Yeah, it's been a couple so far. Hey, don't freak out or anything, but lately I keep, like, dying repeatedly. I don't know. It's pretty weird. Excuse me. What about you? Have you died lately, or is it just me? No, it's me too. We're in a time loop. Time has been behaving unusually. Yeah, a time loop made sense. Cool. You're taking this pretty well. Yeah, right back at you. Touché. Personally, I like new experiences. I've never been in a time loop before. I mean, I don't think I've been in a time loop before this one. It looks like you and I are the only ones who can tell that time's gone all weird. I tried radioing Hornfells and asking if they died too, but they thought I was being metaphorical. Even if I tell Hornfell about the time loop, they never remember by the next one. They don't realize everything's different. And there's another weird one for you. Every time I die, all of my memories from the past week replay back to me. I'm pretty sure that's related to this big stone Nomai statue I found on one of the other islands. Yep. I was looking at it and the statue opened its eyes and started glowing. It replayed my memories like I'd seen them through my own eyes. Just like what happened each time I die. Yeah, that happened to me in the statue in the museum. You too, huh? Then the Nomai statues must have something to do with why we're only ones aware of the time loop. So, no glowing statue, no time loop awareness. I think that's going to be my leading theory. But if you find out anything new about the statues or the time loop, let me know, okay? I'll be here. Anyway, that's what's new with me, but hey, this is your first solo voyage. Kind of. Let's talk about you, you know. Incoming. How's space treating you? Oh, I found something. Nice, what you got? I found what happened to the Orbital Probe Cannon. Whoa, that's the cannon breaking part at the start of each time loop. For real? Did you forget why? Too much power. It's kind of scary how much that sounds like something Slate or Feldspar would do. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're going for a flight. Alright, to the ship. No, no, no. I wasn't even done talking to the dude before we went flying. Ugh. Alright, we're going back to Giant's Deep again. Oh. Giant's Deep, here we go. Curious. If I remember correctly. So you... Can't get into you yet. That looks like a dark bramble kind of setup here. There's a way. Alright, back to the ship real quick. Alright, at least I know here the ship isn't going anywhere. Alright, statue workshop. Okay. Ba-ba-bum. They're going to test the memory statues tonight. Phlox says it could be dangerous, so we can't come. But what if we didn't use the door and snuck in the other way? Does anyone want to? Phlox specifically told us not to do that. I really want to see the test too, Lammy, but that's a huge risk to take. We probably shouldn't be... Maybe Phlox will let us later see a later test. Alright, can't tell if they're coming towards me or not right now. This one looks like it's coming towards me. So that one might chuck us. Yeah, that looks like it might be coming towards the island, so... Oh yeah, that one's coming toward us. Alright, in the tornado safety zone right here. I'm not too worried about my ship. Okay, do I need to get this? Okay. Wasn't sure if another was coming along. Excuse me. What? Alright, welcome to Giant's Deep, friends. I'm excited for you to meet the statues. If I'm not in my dwelling, I'm likely in my workshop below inside the island. Excuse me, sorry about that. Remember, because we gotta go underneath? I'll double check that was. It's like I gotta go under the water. Under the sea. Under the sea. Okay, are any coming towards me that I need to be aware of? It looks like possibly. Shit. Down we go. All right. Okay, fine. Before I get carried away here, one of the I know there's one in here. One of the yep, there it is, right there. Tornado, which would do hickeys, because I don't want to be stuck in here. All right, Yarrow, would you kind of step back to Daz, so Daz is closest to the statue? When pairing, the statue will choose whoever is closest proximity. See how his eyes have opened? That tells us the statue has paired with Daz. Now, no matter where he is in the star system, Daz's statue will record his memories and send them to the Ash Twin Project. This is extraordinary sculpting work, Phlox. He has outdone himself again, hasn't he? And now that we have our first successful pairing, we can test my memory storage prototype. Each statue will send a single Nomai's memories to his or her own storage unit with an Ash Twin. Each storage unit will be equipped with a mask, the statue's counterpart, which will be able to send those stored memories back to the corresponding Nomai. Are we getting close to another one? Alright. I've installed the masks inside the Ash Twin Project, Phlox. They look beautiful, although I do feel as though I'm being observed. It's comforting to know the statues will not pair until the project succeeds, otherwise I imagine the experience would be hard to endure. Ideally, they only need to activate once the project succeeds as a safety measure. However, the statues will also activate in the event of equipment failure. They will? Why is that? If anything goes wrong with the Ash Twin Project, the statues and their masks will make us aware of the situation and enable us to fix it. Otherwise, it would be possible for us to remain permanently unaware of the problem. I hadn't thought of that. What a profoundly horrific fate that would be. Yes. Okay, we're back here again. So one of those is mine, one of those is the other guy. Uh-oh. Sounds like I might need to take refuge here. Yep. Refuge. Let's go for a flight. Okay, what would be the best way to get to that up there? Shit. Alright, so I want to get up there. There's some stuff I want to read. What else do I need to do while I'm in 0G? That might be... Alright, fine. Okay, so get to that. I probably am going to need... Probably best of level 0G, so when we get chucked into orbit. I don't know if I have time on this particular run. I don't have a lot of fuel's not really doing a lot for me either. Okay, so Dash Tower Island, Statue Island. Okay. Alright, so what are we looking at here? Let's see here. Alright, one GoPro counts, 3 modules. Is it underwater or was it in Dark Bramble? Alright, GoPro cannon, extraction yard, and Giant's Deep. When I launch my scout into the sea that crashed in Timber Hearth, that ends up in a much bigger space filled with fog and thorny vines. Broken remains of the Nomai space station orbiting around Giant's Deep. There are 3 access ways branching off from the central area. The orbital probe cannon was created to find the precise location of the eye of the universe. The Nomai pushed the orbital probe cannon above its maximum power setting to create the greatest chance of finding the eye of the universe. Let's see, launch module is badly damaged, but its projection pool is still intact. A Nomai named Malo argued that it wouldn't matter if the cannon's structural integrity was compromised, since it only needed to fire the probe once. Nomai named Privet countered that they wouldn't be capable of receiving the probe's data if the probe's tracking module was destroyed. The control module recently received a request from Ash Twin Project to launch the probe. The cannon was aligned with a randomly selected probe trajectory. The probe was successfully launched, but the cannon's structural integrity was compromised in the process, damage detected in multiple modules. Alright, yes, there's more to explore there, I know that. Gabriel is lounging in the hammock near the island's shore. Gabriel found the Nomai statue on another island, which I found there. I was doing Gabriel before until I got chucked into space. Gabriel remembers dying. They saw their memories flash before their eyes, just like the time with the statue. Gabriel and I seem the only ones aware they're in the time loop. Yep. Okay. This island must be where the Nomai created statues like the one in our observatory. I found a Nomai statue lying on the beach. It looks just like the one in our observatory. Nomai statues were designed to pair with a single user recording their memories and sent those memories to a storage unit within the Ash Twin. Each storage unit inside the Ash Twin project was equipped with a mask, the statue's counterpart, which would then send the stored memories back to the corresponding user. The statues were designed to only activate once the Ash Twin project succeeded or in the event of that it failed. Well, it failed. Alright, we go. Central chamber inside the Ash Twin was physically sealed off by an immensely thick protective shell. Every memory recorded by a Nomai statue was transmitted to a corresponding inside. The Nomai mined ore from this site to craft protective shell designed physically to seal off the central chamber inside Ash Twin. Once the shell was finished, the Nomai checked to ensure there were no longer any physical entrances or cracks. I know there's more going on. Several large Nomai towers form around the Ash Twin's equator. Yep, I know that. Every Nomai warp tower is tuned to a specific astral body. To use a tower, you must be standing on the warp platform during the tower's alignment with its corresponding astral body, and the alignment happens when the astral body is directly overhead. The Nomai noticed something strange. Warped objects appeared to arrive at the receiver on Brittle's Hollow slightly before they departed the Whitehole station. This negative time interval between an object arriving and departing was incredibly minuscule, roughly 100,000ths of a second. The Nomai were skeptical if their equipment could even measure time to such a small degree. Alright, the negative time interval measured at the Whitehole station was further investigated by the High Energy Lab in the canyon at Ember Twin's equator. The Ash Twin project was planned at the High Energy Lab, a building with large solar panels on Ember Twin's equator. The north pole of Brittle Hollow is covered in snow and ice. There is a uniquely shaped Nomai ruin on the surface. The Nomai were able to warp here from Whitehole Station. This is where they first recreated warp technology. The Nomai on Brittle Hollow observed a phantom moon that would sometimes appear in the sky. And then the tower located in Brittle Hollow's equator held useful knowledge for Nomai embarking on the first pilgrimage to the Quantum Moon. Alright, we have Nomai survivors who crashed on Brittle Hollow climbed down the cliff to a sheltered site below the surface. One of these three Nomai escape pods that crashed into our solar system, all three escape pods were launched from something called the Vessel, which was badly damaged. There's a couple more green. We gotta look at here. Okay. The Nomai device created to pinpoint the source of distant signals. The Nomai were disappointed by their failure to detect a signal from something called the Eye of the Universe. Ryback headed to Brittle Hollow to investigate something the Nomai were doing at the South Pole. The Nomai decided to build a larger, more sophisticated eye signal located on Brittle Hollow's South Pole. Esker's growing a crop of trees at their camp. They seem to be doing okay, but they've probably been alone on the moon for too long. A lookout platform with a spectacular view of the solar system. Esker uses their signalscope here to keep tabs on other travelers. A seed from Dark Bramble crashed here and has already taken root. Tektite wants to use a scout launch to get a closer look at what's inside. I launched my little scout into the seed. Somehow the seed's much bigger on the inside. I believe that's everything. Yes, okay, so I definitely want to keep working on his island. There's definitely still more here I can get information-wise. A dark bramble seed here. Can't do much with it yet. No, I don't have long before sun goes nova. Alright, this is it. We finished building the final orbital probe cannon module and are ready to send it to orbit around Giant's Deep for assembly. Our next step will send Privet up to the orbital probe cannon to install the probe tracking system. To all my friends here in the construction yard, my gratitude for your tireless work. I had given up hope, but I truly believe this cannon may actually succeed where many other attempts have not. Are you going gelatinous on this, love? I'm delighted by your words, but they're atypical for you. If I'm ever half as gooey as Mallow and Avens behave together, Daz, you may launch me from the orbital probe station. If I know my brother Avens and his spouse will want to launch a probe with as much power as possible, I'm worried the cannon would break under the strain. I propose we give Avens and Mallow a slightly lower maximum power setting than the absolute maximum possible to create room for their enthusiasm. Fortunately, it just still wasn't enough. That is still cool. Did not mean to fall off. Okay, where's the nearest? So might be something over there. Ow. "18 minutes 47 seconds ago, long-range probe successfully launched from the orbital cannon." Alright. Conway, Daz, and I were lifting orbital probe cannon components into orbit for assembly, and one somehow sank down beneath the current. Conway, you should have seen it. We thought it was impossible for cannon components to sink even partially below the current, but ours sank straight to the core. Casalva convinced me not to try to recreate the phenomenon myself using other cannon parts, but we're very curious to know what happened. How could something pass through the current? My gratitude for an interesting question. This is exciting. Spire Construction constructed a model of Giant's Deep here in Brittle Hollow Southern Observatory. It reveals how an object might sink below the current. I am unable to grasp the answer by looking through the projection pool. If I visit the observatory, would you kindly explain? If you don't read the beneath the surface to the southern pole, I'd be delighted to see you. There are two trailheads, one at Brittle Hollow's Gravity Cannon and one at the Quantum Tower of Knowledge. Alright, I have bad news, Avon. Zero says there was a problem with proposed power source. The orbital probe cannon won't be out. Okay, I think I've read this one already. Yeah, we've read this one on a different one. Yeah, we're back here again. Going for a flight. I wonder if they use this to bring stuff to orbit. Just let the planet chuck it in the orbit for you. Is there anything else around here? Excuse me. So I think my next loop, we're going to be working on Brittle Hollow. Let's see, yeah, because we got the construction yard complete. Ocean depths. Well, I still got to take care of his. Something sink beneath the underwater current, which they previously thought was impossible. We have the construction yard. This is the island where the Nomai built the orbital probe cannon. For some reason, the Nomai put the orbital probe cannon on indefinite hiatus. Here goes the sun. We'll go back to Giant's Deep because... Actually, no, let's do... Okay, so I still have it, well, got it, good. There goes the probe. Can we thread the needle? Eh, sort of. What is this thing doing? Can't find anything to repair my ship if I don't. Good hull. I don't know, it's 2 times the gravity. You know what? I'm not making anything. See how it goes. Okay, they're moving away. Sort of. Nope, here we go. It's like that one there is coming towards us. Upper hull. Okay, so it is up top. I'm waiting. There he goes. Or not. Launch me. Come on. There we are. Buckle up, Buttercup. Get myself on here. Son of a biscuit. If another one will be coming in. Alright, so it's right there. Can't really do anything with it yet. Ba-da-da-da-da. Gotta have your marshmallows. Yay. Alright, we're gonna head to the interloper. Looks like it's Whitehall. Wait. I hit a little hard. Shit needs to be repaired anyway, so it's a little lighter on the gravity here. Nothing really. Should actually get all their information at some point. Whoa! Let's see here. This is troublesome. It seems the comet wishes to submerge our shuttle in ice. If we stay on the surface too long, the shuttle may freeze entirely. Even if it did, couldn't someone call it back home to the gravity cannon on Ember Twin? Yes, but the exploration of the comet would be more difficult if we were without the shuttle, though someone recalled it. Perhaps we shouldn't have landed on the dark side of the comet. Suppose one of us remained in the shuttle to keep it warm and continue monitoring the surface. This would be wise, I think. Clary, we don't mind waiting here with it. Poke and I can continue to investigate the surface. Okay. I think it melts a little bit as we get more and more around the sun. I think. Blink. wonder if they're still there. Stuck in that poor thing. God damn it. Well, shit. That is perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. All right. Oh. There's more on his island to look at. Talk to him too. Found a Nomai shuttle almost completely encased in ice. There were 3 Nomai aboard the shuttle. One of them stayed behind to keep the shuttle warm while the other 2 explored the interloper. The Nomai shuttle that's frozen on interloper can be called home to the gravity cannon on Ember Twin. The Nomai decided to build a larger, more sophisticated eye signal locator on Brittle Hollow's southern pole. There are 2 paths beneath Brittle Hollow's surface that lead to the observatory. One starts with the gravity cannon, and the other starts the Tower of Quantum Knowledge. The Nomai at the Southern Observatory constructed a model of Giant's Deep that revealed how objects might sink below those curtains. Alright, so I want to go Brittle Hollow. We're not going to worry about the interloper for now. I'm gonna say so it's the observatory. I forgot how to get to it. There's an escape pod there. Thatch, is everyone unharmed? It could be 13 pages here. No one was badly injured from the escape pod's impact. Incredibly fortunate. This is good. At least we heard. Have we heard from escape pod 2 and 3? No, I am unable to make contact. My equipment can't hear other to escape pods, distress signals. However, if it's any comfort, both pods seem to be structurally intact. I'll continue calling for them. My gratitude if we can. Thatch, the moon is okay. We have done this one again, I think, before. Yeah, we have done this one. Okay. Okay, yeah, these are all the same from the other, okay, from earlier. Boom. Use caution, a black hole slips below you, must not slip. Alright, of note, be sure not to wander far from here. Though this area is somewhat unstable, it's safer than any we've found so far. The temporary settlement is finished, but remember to be cautious of falling rocks and dust by meteor impacts. Which way do we got going? What do we got here? Given concerns about our settlement's stability, where should we construct a new, less temporary shelter? I believe we should migrate to the northern glacier. What if we use gravity crystals to craft a stable path? Building beneath the crust again would shelter us from volcanic moon's eruptions. We need to stay close to the escape pods so Felix can monitor incoming messages. We can't be rescued if we aren't present to respond. I don't believe anyone is coming to save us, Thatch. Now we must save ourselves. I agree. We're here because the eye signal called to us and we followed. If we're to find it, we need to not merely survive, but thrive. This is a wise point, Plume, and eloquently made. If moving to the northern glacier will keep us safer, then that's what we should do. Alright, well, here's what we'll do. We'll follow that path. I know I want to go to the southern glacier, but we're going to go this way, because, yes. Before the crust fully collapses on me. Bum bum ba da do 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 bum. Ba 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 bum. Ba 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 bum. Maybe glacier or glacier, depending on how you talk about it. Yow. Oh great, and there's also that. Anything here I can read this with? Got a couple. Okay. All right, let's read this. Explanation of festivals. All the Nomai clans from all over the universe meet in one place to share what they've learned in science and art. It's called the festival. At some festivals, one clan's big discovery can mean all the Nomai can get to advance too, like Anona's warp core, which made it so everyone could warp long distances and explore more. Each clan has a festival envoy and show their most interesting work. Envoy was Thatch. We can't go because we're stuck here, but Felix says we used to go too. A single festival could last a long time. Don't forget, festivals happen every 10 years. All right, 1 second here. God damn, arrested. Ah! Why we should build a new vessel? It probably wouldn't be hard to get parts if we stopped building other new things, and if we broke down the other structures like the towers on Ash Twins for parts. We might have to build a smaller vessel for now, even though vessels are normally large, but we could make it larger later once we reach planets with more resources. It would also help if we stopped building so many things to search for the Eye of the Universe. I asked Yarrow, and he says we use lots of resources on the Ash Twin project. We could even have a warp core for jumping long distances like vessels have. Poke tells me she plans to make a very advanced warp core for a different project. I'm sure she could connect it to the vessel for travel because Poke is smart. Each Nomai clan explores the universe in its own vessel. The vessel is the heart of every clan. It's unusual for Nomai to remain in one place for so long. Nomai are wanderers and have no permanent home. If we built a new vessel, we could return to our adventurous ways of life. Imagine all the new places we could go. Our clan wouldn't be stuck here in this star system. We could even meet other Nomai and learn from them, like Coleus says we used to do. This was a school for kids. Nomai children. Formation of this universe. No one knows this universe, No one knows how this universe was made, but one thing we do know is everything used to be very hot and very dense, tightly packed together. And this early universe expanded, it also cooled down. Once it had cooled down enough, particles were able to group together to form things like galaxies, stars, and planets. Since then, space has continued to expand at a faster and faster rate, which is hard to think about for too long without your brain hurting. This universe will keep getting colder and longer until one day the stars and the little life they support will all die. That's scary to think about, even though Connie tells me it won't happen in our lifetime, but it'll happen in someone else's someday. Yes, for those who don't know, that is called the heat death of the universe. Everything hits a very even temperature all across the board. All right, so how do I want to go about this? Okay, so we have ghost particles there. Can't really do anything like that. Okay, so I've got that one's going up. Shit! So it's right there. Look over here, make sure there's nothing that I want up this direction. Nothing that I can see quickly. Look at those particles there. School district, Meltwater district, Ice Shrine district, and Black Hole Forge district. Okay. It must be in the Meltwater district. Looks like it. Black Hole Forge controls. I will let it go up. I don't know what it's going to do, but I'll let it go up. The Ashman project requires a powerful, highly advanced warp core. How should we obtain it? We can retrieve the warp core from the vessel. This will require a return to the Dark Bramble Plume, my father's, my Dark Bramble. Plume, my father, said many good Nomai perished there. My mentor, Coleus, and his old mentor once discovered and studied an anglerfish fossil on Ember Twin. Using that knowledge, we could avoid the anglerfish entirely. What Malora and I learned from that fossil would theoretically help us evade anglerfish, but our hypothesis has never tested on a live specimen. The vessel's warp core is broken. At best, recall those present when the vessel crashed said it sustained lethal injuries. There is no guaranteed reward for this risk. Perhaps we could still repair it. My grandmother told me there was little time to assess the nature of the extent of the damage. Even if no longer functions, the old core could be a valuable blueprint provided we are able to transport it back here. I feel strange trying to recreate Anon's warp core without him. At times it still feels strange to no longer be his very young apprentice, and for the Black Hole Forge to be in my care and not his. Hypothesis, this will always feel strange. Even though my time with him was short, I miss my old mentor deeply. To have the chance to try is thrilling, but I don't want to disappoint everyone. I think I can do this, probably, but what if excitement has clouded my assessment of my own abilities? I wrong in volunteering to build it? I was born in this star system and never saw Anona's, whatever, warp core with my own 3 eyes. I only know what he taught me. What if I've bitten off a larger portion than I can consume? Still, all I can give is my best, and as Nona would say, should my best prove insufficient, then we will find another way to achieve what is needed. I have Clary and Root in the Forge, and I have my clan. I am not alone. Okay, so that's the way in from up here. From the North Pole, find the meltwater. To get back quickly here, so I can get back to like the back to the forge. Ow. Whoopsie. Alright. With that end of that cycle, we will call tonight's stream. Well, we'll call it as it is. We will come back to this probably next Friday. That's my plan anyways. We'll go ahead and do... I hope to do this earlier than what I did this Friday today, but we'll see. So, go pause it right here. So, yeah, I plan to at least... We're actually doing pretty good. So I plan to have Outer Wilds. That's kind of a Friday game. Excuse me. So yeah, so we'll come back to this next Friday. Tomorrow I don't try to be on like I have scheduled for about 1-ish. We have to get up to don't know what we're playing. We'll probably play a little Final Fantasy with Ms. Amanda. And then we'll see what we go from there. We'll Final Fantasy sometime this weekend. Mainly just kind of doing like we've done in the past for that. So we'll play some Final Fantasy 14. I don't have Dungeons and Dragons tomorrow night, so I don't have to cut out early except for making dinner. So tomorrow we're gonna play something. I'm gonna try to shoot for about 1-ish, maybe earlier, might be a little later. I'm gonna try and get about 1. Sunday again, we're gonna play something. I don't know what. Monday, Memorial Day for here in the US. Again, play something. I don't know what. Tuesday, up in the air. I usually don't stream Tuesdays, but sometimes I do. Wednesday, of course, Witcher Wednesday. Nothing next Thursday. That is my scheduled day off. And then next Friday off, we'll be back to here. So that's the kind of the schedule we got going on. So yeah, I thank everybody for sticking around. For watching. See if there's anybody on this late at night. It's 12:30 for a raid. Anybody on? Let's have a look. See, shall we? Is anybody on? No. Again, like I said, for the time of day, I am not at all surprised. There's nobody on, so we are not going to raid tonight. So, unfortunately, that's how it's going to be. So, thank you everybody for watching. I said, appreciate you being here, watching me back and forth on this puzzle many, many times. If you're watching later on either the Twitch VOD or the YouTube VOD channel, I greatly appreciate your views. And with that said, I will bid everybody a good night, and I will see you guys tomorrow afternoon. Bye now.